So in this video I thought I'll update you guys on some new information and speculation of the compound bow that's been pretty much confirmed as the reward for Phantom Program Phase 4 that's part of the Final Stand DLC. If you watched my last video about the compound bow, I'll put a link in the description in case you didn't, but various parts of the CTA battle log talks about a phantom weapon which is called Spyder, but this name seems to be just the dev internal name for the weapon. The compound bow in-game will actually be called Shadow Hunter, which can be found by viewing the CTA battle log source. So it seems like this will be the only weapon that's coming with the Final Stand DLC. Obviously we'll need to find the password for the next Phantom phase first, which I'm looking forward to, but at the same time I'm not. But moving on to the weapon itself, a YouTuber by the name of the Red Gamer Dan found this image which is apparently a counterweight attachment for the compound bow. Seeing as I don't know anything about compound bows, after some googling, this counterweight works by counterbalancing the weight of the bow away from your body, which helps keeping the bow steady when shooting. So I'm guessing we might have the option to pull back the string and only release the bow when we see a target. And it seems like when holding back the string you might start feeling some weapon sway or continuous recoil of some kind, hence the counterweight attachment. That sounds like it will reduce this effect. So if the compound bow ends up having attachments, doesn't mean it'll be a primary weapon instead of a gadget, which I'm sure most of us thought it will be. Maybe if it ends up being a primary, you might see some more attachments and we might see different kind of arrows like the crossbow did in Battlefield 3. Not entirely sure if I would use the Shadow Hunter instead of a gun as my primary, but it would be pretty fun regardless. I'm guessing if it does end up taking your primary slot, it should be a lot more powerful than the crossbow was in Battlefield 3. I imagine its stats will be better, but really, this is just assumptions and speculation, so don't take this information too seriously. For all we know, this might end up being completely wrong. And you may be thinking, if it's a primary weapon, will it suit the theme of Battlefield 4? Can you imagine people running around the map killing each other with compound bows? Honestly, if it ends up being a primary weapon, I don't think it will suit the game that well. If it turns out to be a gadget though, then I imagine it will suit the game a lot better. But either way, I'm really curious and can't wait to see how it's implemented into the game. Also, if it takes your primary slot, I'll be looking forward to some compound bow only servers. That would be pretty interesting. We also have some other lines that tells us a Shadow Hunter will have a Mastery Dog Tag award by obtaining 500 kills. But if we take a look at the lines regarding the service star, it refers to the Shadow Hunter as Phantom. Not entirely sure why it has a different name for the service stars, but I'm sure it's all referring to the compound bow. So at the moment, that pretty much sums up all the information we know so far. Like I said, I'm looking forward to the DLC and I think the compound bow reward will be a lot better than what we've gotten in the past. Phantom Prospect assignment reward was a dog tag, which I wasn't too impressed by, and the next two assignments were camos, which didn't really excite me that much. I like assignment rewards to give me an item that actually is useful, so I guess a compound bow is a much better reward than another camo or dog tag. A lot of people, including myself, was kind of hoping that the Phantom weapon was a gun of some kind that could be used by any class. I think it would have been cool if DICE made the reward a real life prototype gun like the H&K G11, which I know looks very futuristic, but it was actually developed during the late 1960s and all the way up to 1990. Or even better, why not make the Phantom Phase 4 reward the accent made from Bad Company 2? DICE could have just given it a carbine damage model and other carbine related stats so any class can use it. I think this would have been a nice touch to the final DLC of Battlefield 4, especially after all the problems we've had to deal with in the game. I just think DICE should really give us some fan favourite weapons as a way to apologise, and I think the XM8 suits a Phantom program and futuristic feel of the Final Stand expansion a lot better than the compound bow. So just a short video today. I've had a lot of people asking me about the compound bow over the past 2 weeks or so, and like I said at the start, if you want to see my previous compound bow video, I'll leave a link in the description. It basically just goes over the initial findings from the CTA battle log. But anyway guys, let me know down below, do you think this Shadow Hunter compound bow suits the game, or would you rather a gun as the reward? Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.